just typical second Saturday at camp. A lot of work to do. The guys got a lot of work in. We're going to have to improve our quality, certainly, and a lot of things, but after 9 days, that's kind of what you expect. And as I said yesterday, it's a small snapshot right now, and today's 1 of 9, but see some good things, just not much consistency, and that's the work we have to do here in the next couple of weeks. Every day's been different, basically. So, yeah, it's been going back and forth, and kind of what you'd expect.
How would you evaluate the quarterbacks today? Your own line?
I'd look at them over nine days. I think they've done some good things and some things that got to get better, and like every position. And it's clearly cloudy right now.
Tim talked about how they perform when fans are here with the lights on and shit. So the fact that Penske dominates today, how much does that factor?
I wouldn't overplay it. I mean, it's helpful certainly to be out here. Just with whatever it is, 37 or 8% of the team is new right now. So we've been out here twice, 3 times, but not with fans, and other than spring game or spring break practice. So it helps, but it's still, we got too much other stuff to go through right now, and processing, and then it's like anything, what are the guys around them doing too that might have made a guy look better or worse, that type of deal. So we'll take a look at the film, but no, I think all the guys are doing fine.
Was there an intentional or pre-planned switch up with which quarterback was with which team? It looked to me, I could be wrong, that after I think the 4th series, Jeremy had 2 in a row where he started with the second team O-line and then went with the first team O-line.
Yeah, it's because we were flip-flopping groups and all that kind of stuff. So we're just trying to give them all equal access, if you will, or at least the first 2 guys. But no, I wouldn't read into that too much right now. We're not making decisions on the fly. Or leaning left, leaning right, like the weatherman, that type of deal.
Was today representative for Jimmy Sullivan too?
Yeah, he's really what you'd expect. He's been here now, and he's a lot more confident. A year ago, a lot of processing, which is it's a hard position to play. But yeah, he's a lot more confident with what he's doing now. He's more decisive, but he needs work too. But he's it's encouraging to watch him grow.
Evan James is making plays today. What'd you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's had some soft tissue stuff and all that. But he's finally back working the last week and a half, which is encouraging. And he's a good football player. He's a really young guy. I think he's second year on campus, and so I think he's got a good future. But it's just a day at a time.
Jeremy's in the preseason had more spring had more interceptions than Hank did, but today he seemed to be very decisive. Crisp had good touch. Is he improving?
Yeah, that is going to be a factor in the decision, crowd or no crowd. But I think he is improving there, and that's part of the job description. You gotta be smart, and there are times when you take chances, but you need to know when those times are. And as a rule, you don't want to be taking risks that you don't need to take. At least once it's the end of the half, something like that. But no, he's doing good. He's improving.
What about Phillips? And he was able to break some tackles kind of throughout the day. How reflective was today of what he's been able to show?
That's kind of who he's been. He's really been a great guy. He's great in all phases. Down the hallway, in the weight room, wherever you see him, he's a football guy. Got a really mature approach, and he's he enjoys every part of it. I guess kind of look at it that way. And I think part of that's coming up to, I think back to like Mekhi Sargent when he came here. He thought this was the greatest place in the world. Not that it's a bad place, but I mean, it was coming from Iowa Western, it was a bigger deal. So I mean, everything about him's good. And then I think the other thing I said, I think yesterday, he's one of those guys. It's some guys play better when it's live than they do 2-hand touch, and he's definitely that kind of player. I think he'll be tougher in situations where they have to tackle him.
Every time you come out here on this day, if one side looks good, it's a lot of times the other one doesn't. They've seen defense usually dominate the offense in this situation. In this case, there wasn't much of a rush on the quarterback. Is that how do you characterize that?
That's just kind of where we're at right now. And every year is different, every week's different, and so we're just trying to close the gap. And every year, your challenges are different, but typically their challenges, some areas got to get better and get a little bit more tempo, and then we've got to, as coaches, have to figure out what's the best approach to get something out of whatever area it might be. And so I mean, it's one day today, but we certainly still have some work to do.
Is today another typical day for Vanami? Just his ability to get open?
I mean, he's just a pretty good player. It's what you saw last year. in season is kind of, I think, indicative of the way his trajectory is going right now. And he's a really good player. He's learning every day, and it's hardly like he's a veteran guy, but yeah, he's doing a lot of good things.
What are you seeing
What
about
what was your evaluation of the kicking game?
Very inconsistent, like kind of thought it might be, and it proved to be. So it's actually been a little better in practice. All the punting was probably a little better today. It was better Wednesday night when we were in here. But it's right now we got to zero in on that, and we'll just keep going.
Saw a lot of Drew Campbell on the field today. What kind of role do you see him possibly playing this year?
He's in the thick of things right now, and he missed some time a year and a half ago with a shoulder repair, but he's definitely catching up there. And what he needs is a little bit more time and a little bit more time on the field working against good players. But his attitude's been great. He's willing and giving great effort out there.
Have you gotten any more clarity on the offensive line, and especially a look at center something?
Yeah, not really, and that'll probably go another week at least before we get too specific there. I think big thing for it now for everybody in the team is look at the tape tomorrow. Hopefully, big learning day. Monday we go back to work, and they got basically 5 days. 4 of them will be pretty heavy work days, or however you want to quantify it. But we'll get a lot of work in next week, and we'll probably know more by Saturday night.
Kirk, what's the key to not overreact to fall camp as far as like the wide receivers play great, the verticality passing was great. Well, is that in the secondary?
You reading my mind? I'm staying out here thinking about that all the time. Like, don't overreact. Yeah, it's rare when I walk off the field here, spring or summer, because we only typically come out here on Saturdays once in a while in the midweek. But I usually leave here kind of like, oh boy, and then hopefully things work out. So, yeah, I mean, just that's the beauty of camp. We basically have 20 days before we get into game week, and probably, Wednesday, Thursday, a week from now, we got to start kind of zeroing in on what the rotation is, and we won't be playing with it too deep, second line or second whatever. Try to get who are the top starters plus, 1, 2, 3, that type of deal.
Seems like Tyler Brown and Merriweather were probably the top two guys that were not pads.
Yeah.
What's their timeline?
Merriweather's day to day, and then with Tyler, it's just a matter of getting him back. He had a soft tissue issue right at the end of the summer program. So, good news is he didn't look like a new guy in the spring. He got snapped in pretty quickly. I've mentioned LJ's kind of an older guy, and Tyler, both those guys, you would think that he might be like 28 years old if you didn't know better. Just the way they act and the way they absorb information. He got a little bit of a different maturity level to him, and I can't tell you why that is, but so, I mean, I'll feel better when I'll feel better when he's out there practicing, but I know he's paying attention right now, and hopefully he'll get caught up quickly. He's going to be smart about bringing him back.
Just a couple more. Is next Saturday kind of the day that you will start to set some?
Yeah, and I'd include that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the next week, because we'll still be going pretty good. But yeah, after we get past Wednesday, we got to have some clarity in terms of what our plan's going to be.
Did you happen to see Caden Wagen the other night? How'd that go?
I didn't, but I heard about him. Yeah, somebody said he got caught. The guy, who was that guy? Who caught him? That guy's got to be fast, but sounds like he did really well. I'm not shocked at all. Just a high energy player, that's for sure.
Okay.
Good
Thanks,
deal.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.